basically, Anissa, you did 99% of the work, and Kyle.
That's what it sounds like.
Devyn, I am not having this. I am not having my name dragged through the mud.
Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the Challenge Aftermath. I'm your host, Devyn Simone, and I am here with my friends Darrell, CT, Kyle, and Anissa from this season of the Challenge Double Agents. Now, in this episode, Kyle and Anissa shock everybody in the Challenge house. Darrell gets a shot at redemption, and Big T and CT get back together. Let's dive into it.
Today's challenge is called Mission Undercover. To begin, you and your partner are going to dive deep down in freezing cold water. That runs between two tectonic plates. Once there, you will find a line that you must follow all the way to the end. You're then going to grab 6 coated rings and bring them back to where you began.
All right, let's talk about this challenge mission. Darrell, can you set this up for us?
Today's challenge, we have to swim in between 2 tectonic plates, grab 3 rings apiece, come back and decode a board that TJ put together.
Everyone thinks it's worst case scenario if Kyle and Anissa win. Why is that?
If you're the double agents, you get to pick the order for the challenge. It's important and very telling when you put your friend first, which means you're giving me the opportunity to do poorly. You're setting me up for failure.
Right, because explain that, Anissa, right? Because when you're first, you're at a disadvantage. You don't really know what you're doing, and you're kind of figuring it out. So if you go first, is that what you're saying?
We didn't know no one could watch, but it doesn't matter. When people put you first, I feel like there's that extra pressure. One, we knew we were gonna go in if we didn't win. That's pressure. To do well to win is pressure, and then to go first is pressure. So I'm like, why would you do that?
It was the day before the challenge. Me and Anissa were working out in the gym, and Casey and Leroy basically came over and told me it would probably be me tomorrow if they win, because they were so confident in winning. And then I said to Anissa, can you remember this when I was on the treadmill? And I said, Anissa, we have to win no matter what. We have to win.
Listen, I was swimming in that water like there were dying babies on those rings, and we had to save them. Like, we were out.
It lit a fire underneath us. We were like, we have to win.
Yeah, I've never been so focused in my life.
And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't surprised. And Anissa, I don't know why people sleep on her. She's very good at puzzles.
Anissa, who solved the puzzle?
You did.
I solved the puzzle.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
No, I swear. Anissa, tell him now. Tell him, Anissa.
We went first, we got in there, we got our rings, we got back, but we were like, well, what do we do now? And I'm like, oh, let's put the rings in order. So there was like 1 piece of tape, 2 pieces of tape, 3, and they all, when I looked at the board, they stood for letters. And then Kyle goes, oh, decode. And then we tried to move them, but we had this stupid gloves on.
We couldn't move them?
Probably would have went faster. I can't say definitively that Kyle's great at puzzles, but this one in particular, like, I don't know if I would have been able to solve it.
Well, that's good. That's good teamwork. That's good teamwork.
The hardest part of this challenge was actually figuring out the legend and what the letters actually meant. And once you got that, it was a 6-letter word. You just had to de-scramble.
I thought CT got it, because when CT came back and I asked him, I was like, yeah, CT, did you get it? And CT was like, oh, yeah. And he done this face where he was like, and I thought, he's definitely got it. He's definitely beat us. So I actually already went into the whole TJ speech thing thinking that CT had won. And I knew he was I thought he got it.
How did you guys feel after you guys, killed it in that challenge?
We cried together in each other's arms. I mean, seriously, we did.
Because Kyle hated me after Fessy and I voted him in, so he wouldn't talk to me. So I tried to love him until he'd be my friend again. And I'm like, oh, well, now that we're partners.
And CT, did you get faked out? Like, when TJ tells you that Cam did an excellent job, did you think for a minute that you guys had it in the bag?
Yeah, I thought we had a good time. I did. It was the first time that we had actually worked together. I know she's good at puzzles also. Got my hopes up again. I hate it when TJ does that. And I know it's part of the challenge, and I've been doing it long enough where I shouldn't get my hopes up. But you can't help it, For a second there, I thought we had it, and then psych!
So CT sort of pulled a TJ on you, Kyle. And then in the end, Kyle and Anissa took it home. Now let's talk a little bit about the deliberation.
You guys know I've been trying to be the house vote. You know, I've kind of let it be known for weeks now that this is my time, and I feel like I need to go down there and prove to myself that I deserve to be in that final. It's gonna be an honor to go against somebody in this room. It's gonna be a banger, and it's gonna be good.
Darrell, what are your thoughts about this?
Once Kyle and Anissa won, I knew for a fact it was going to be me and Corey. Just because the way the house was spread out as far as the numbers, I mean, it was just common sense. But I didn't think I would be the house vote. That's what threw me a curveball when Lee had came to me and told me. He was just being straight up with me, saying, hey, man, you probably going to be house vote. So I was just like, what you mean? Why am I house vote? Corey been house vote the last, 3-4 times.
I'm telling you how it may happen, bro. Yeah, like that's how it may happen. For real. I would never blindside you or nothing like that. We came to this game working together, but at this point, my hands is kind of tied behind my back, so I want to see if you end up having a house vote, it will be one coming from you, so I will have to.
Did you find out why you were the house vote?
I'll tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
We had the double agents here, Anissa and Kyle. Then you had Cam, who was with CT, right, at the moment? Yes, so they're tied together. Leroy is with Casey. So Cam and Leroy are tied together. Me and Amber aren't really tied to nobody. Then you had Fessy and Nani.
You were best friends with Leroy. Leroy was your number one, and he screwed you over.
Yeah, and we all look out for each other. And then once you get to the end, that's when it gets a little dicey and you get cut real quick.
Did you feel betrayed, Darrell, since you and Leroy were so close?
Nah, not really. I mean, it is what it is. Once you get to that point of the game, like I said, everybody's in survival mode.
Yeah, Anissa, I want to know why do you think Darrell was the house vote?
Corey and I are friends, and I'm always going to look out for him. And I think this is the first game where I actually was like, I have people, and I made promises to those people that, I do what I could, and we do what we could for each other until we couldn't anymore. So if I could just pick Corey, then I wouldn't have to say Darrell's name, which I didn't want to say because I like Darrell, and I've known Darrell for a long time because I wanted the house to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't going to be, if we hadn't won, it was going to be us. And do you think anybody gave a how we were going to feel if we had to go in?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
a small play. It was a small play. There's no blood in your hands. He already wants to go in anyway. You put the tough decision on the house.
I know my name was being thrown around. I mean, it is what it is. It's not like if you go in you're going home. You get a chance to fight. And that's what I love about this game.
Best game in the world.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And Kyle, so Corey had made it known that he wanted to go against you for a long time, right, to get a skull. How do you feel about that?
And basically, I just spent the whole time just messing with Corey, saying, who do you want to go against? And like Corey would be like, oh, thank you, Kyle, I really appreciate this. And Corey would explain to me who he wanted to go against. And then I would just turn around and go, Corey, I don't give a who you want. You're getting who I give you, Corey.
Kyle, so you heard that Leroy wanted to put you in. How does that affect you deciding between Corey or Leroy?
So I had no one in the house at this point, so I had to trust Anissa because I thought Anissa's with the numbers. I'm going to do what she wants to do. I had no one in the house at this point. I had CT, but even me and CT had fell out a little bit because of the whole Cam situation. But at the same time, it's my biggest regret in the game. I wish we put Leroy in.
Darrell, when you found out that Leroy, or like you said, he came up to you and basically said, it's going to be you, or it sounds like it's going to be you as the house vote. How did you feel?
Well, he told me, the way he said it, I think he was trying to be nice about it. He was like, I'm just giving you different scenarios, and you probably going to end up being a house vote tomorrow. So I was like, what you mean? Who's saying that? At that time, I was kind of hot, and I was a little hurt. But it's a game. I get it. He looking out for himself. So I didn't know if it was Cam's idea, like we need to make him house vote, because that ensures that Corey's definitely going in.
That's not what he had to do. That's what he wanted to do. Let's be clear.
Let's talk a little bit about the elimination.
This is the third rendition of this game. I've doubled the size. I've tripled the resistance. You and your opponent are going to be tethered to a rope on your back. When I say go, you're going to race around the poles till you get to this last one. Then it's a dead sprint all the way to your button.
Darrell, Corey beat you before. Pretty much laid it down, not to rub it in your face, but he did. This was your opportunity at redemption. How are you feeling in that? Like, is that what's going through your mind? Or are you treating this just like any other elimination? Like,
once I first saw what it was, for that split second, that doubt kicked in and I had to kick it right back out. I wasn't thinking about redemption. I was just thinking about, all right, don't get tripped over this cord, get through these poles.
So you're just trying to think strategy in that moment, basically.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking redemption. I was just thinking of, okay, let me just try to get through these poles without making any mistakes and try to get to my buzzer and hopefully be able to dig in the sand, and we're going to be here all night because I'm not going to quit. You're not going to pull me in that sand.
CT, Corey wins and then steals Cam and reunites you with Big T. So you guys are back together again, like a couple that can't stay away from one another, back together again. How do you feel about this?
Well, the whole Cam situation, it was more about protection because she was with the numbers for one. Two, I knew going into it, if I didn't win every challenge, she was more than likely going to get stolen from me. You know, I was prepared for that. And it was nice, too, because me and Kyle, got to be friends again.
And CT, did you and Big T become friends again? Because the way you did her, by the way, was dirty. I just have to, it was not clean.
It was impulsive, my decision to switch partners. It was impulsive. Yeah, I could have handled it differently looking back on it. But at the same time...
It was the monologue, CT.
I was fired up. I mean...
Yeah.
I'm the one who told you to take
fired
Cam,
up
too.
in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm the one who told you to take
it was
her.
just, I didn't want to regret it. I knew politically she was solid. She was solid. And she's a great competitor. It played its part. I mean, look, I was safe because I was with her as a partner. Big T was still safe regardless. But at the same time, I did have some concerns about Big T. When I had tried to talk to Big T about it, everything kind of got dismissed. I mean, I think there was at one point she didn't even care about a skull. It was just about being there as long as we could. And
what you're saying makes sense. And it sounds like you weren't trying to be mean. You felt like you had tried to talk about it a little bit. And you were also just trying to play the smartest game.
I got to do what's best for me, too. I was trying to survive.
I think when it happened, he was so excited about getting the skull because we thought we were going to get blocked out.
Yeah.
So he had his adrenaline going because we didn't think we were going to have a chance.
Yeah, that's fair too. That's totally fair. And then Darrell. All right, so Corey comes home the victor. You get eliminated. What's your immediate thought?
Immediate thought is I always say I need to go get a speed, agility, and hire somebody because I never do that stuff. That's my immediate thought. But I never do it.
Have you hired someone?
No. I was like, man, is this dude my kryptonite? You know what I mean? Like, it's like every fighter has that one guy that could beat them. You know what I mean? And he's gotten me twice.
Anissa, who would you say do you think is your kryptonite from the challenge of any season?
Damn it! I feel like any girl that beat me right before a final.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the worst.
I feel like
got me that one
just that last elimination before the final is my kryptonite against whomever it may be.
Kyle, who would you say is your kryptonite of any season?
Of any season at all, probably Theo. Theo was definitely my kryptonite. I went against him 2 seasons in a row, and he beat me both eliminations.
And CT, you know I'm coming for you.
Late in my career, I want to say Kyle. He's just just doesn't go away. But in the beginning of the seasons, it was bananas. It always seemed like I agree with Anissa. I would get so far, and then I'd always go home right before the final, and either it'd be like bananas had something to do with it. But lately, it's been Kyle.
I mean, I know you saw all brawl. I mean, whew, arms on him. You can't, an angry gypsy in the mud.
Darrell, last question for you. Were you surprised or shocked that Corey won?
I mean, I go in there thinking I'm going to win, but like I said, that doubt did kick in for a second when I first saw it, and I kicked it out. But he's faster than me, so I wasn't surprised at all. He's faster. I'm not that fast.
All right, guys. Well, now it is that time, and you know what time it is.
No.
It is. Anissa, it is game time! We're gonna play Never Have I Ever, so get your whiteboards ready.
I've done some pretty screwed up in my life, so we'll see what happens here.
Deny everything.
You, CT, you cut it out. So what we're gonna actually do is if you have done it, you're gonna write have. If you have not done it, you're gonna write have not. All right, so first question. Never have I ever given my number out to someone on a night out. So you know on the nights in the challenge where we get to go out to the club and we're not really like supposed to interact with the locals, have any of you guys given your number out?
Wait there, I can't get fined for that, can I? No.
No, you can't. This is a safe space, Kyle. Okay, everybody has.
I think so. Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
Well, look at back in the day.
I never
we would go
did.
to a club that was full of people.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
And we weren't
Well, I
supervised.
went to-
We got to mingle.
Oh yeah, you guys had less supervision.
I mean, back in the day, our days off were real days off. I remember they used to, was it in Acapulco, I think maybe? They would like drop us off in the middle of town and say, be back by 4, otherwise you have to find your own way back to the house. And we'd be like,
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Kyle, you're part of the new school though, so these guys are talking about the old days when there was no supervision. Kyle, you're in the new school and you're still slipping your number to people.
Kyle slipped a few to a couple PAs here and there.
I believe that. I believe that.
Give it to
I
Webby.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Shut up, Darrell.
All right, I have another one for you guys. Are you ready? Never have I ever broken a bed.
Oh,
Darrell! Wait, Kyle, wait. Okay, now, how? How are you guys breaking these beds? What are you?
Because sometimes we're on flimsy bunk beds and they break.
It wasn't to do with that. Tony slammed me through it, not even in the good way. Tony kicked my ass. He literally slammed me through the bunk bed and I hit the floor.
Yeah, and I sat on one and it broke.
Okay, I believe Kyle. Anissa, we're gonna come back to you. Don't believe
I was
that.
always on the
CT and
bottom
Darrell.
bunk. I wasn't breaking my bed.
CT saw me. I was kind of drunk. It was after I sent Johnny home. I hit a whole front flip off the bed. I was yelling at CT because he was messing with Shane, and I just wanted to go to sleep. And I think I don't remember, but I
oh,
was
that's
angry.
what it was. That's what it was. He was shaking the bed on the alpha and went a little too heavy, front flip, hits the ground, looks up. I'm like, you okay, bro?
Oh, we used to have so much fun.
CT, when did you break a bed?
I used to take the slats out of the top bunk, so when everybody like would run and jump up into the top bunk, they go straight through it. The slat, they started screwing the slats in, so I had to break a few to take them out.
You guys are so hilarious. Never have I ever cheated on a significant other while in the challenge house. Kyle, was anybody calling you their boyfriend at any point when you were messing with somebody in a challenge house?
Maybe
Yes
at the
or no?
start of my challenge career. Like
So
at the
then
very
that's a
start of
have.
it.
So then
I
that's a
mean-
have. Anissa did same question.
She could have been, and then I told her what I did and she got very upset, and then we just stopped talking when I got home. But we weren't like official, but I was sick after that. That was awful. So I'm like in between. I'm like a have.
No,
have,
that's a
not.
have. That's a have. That's a have. Darrell?
Mine was in Acapulco when Leah threw it on me. So, but I was kind of dating a girl at the time.
Remember?
So it sounds like that's a have
Sovereign.
too. Okay, and then CT.
No, look, there's only been a few times that I've actually been on a challenge when I had a girlfriend at the time or whatever. I mean, obviously I'm married now, but no.
Well, I love you all for playing and for being here and hanging out with me today. It's so much fun watching you guys in the challenge Double Agents. And thank you to everyone that's watching the challenge Aftermath. Make sure that you come back here next week for another great episode of all of the tea, all the dirt, and all the behind the scenes stuff that you don't actually get to see in the episode. I'm your host, Devyn Simone. Make sure to catch a new episode of the challenge Double Agents next Wednesday on MTV. See you next time. And now, here's a sneak peek from next week.
All right, agents, welcome to your next challenge.
I am terrified. It comes down to how bad do you want it. Coming for the crown. Don't go there.
This definitely is reminding me of old CT.
You're used to. You ain't. I'm still here. For now. What are you gonna do?